So analytics function. Now, what is analytics function is all about? Let's take a small example and let's try to discuss that. So let me go ahead and use the employee table. So here, as of now, when you see the data, it is showing me all the data set. Now what I will do is I will write one query and I will help you understand once we write this query, right? And this query here we are using some of the analytics function like average, and we'll use max, some a lot of other things we'll see over the period of time. We'll use rank also, and we'll try to understand what's going on there. Select department ID, comma last name, employee ID, row number. Now this is the function which is we are going to discuss today. Row number over partition by department ID, order by employee ID as let's say EMP ID from HR.employees. Let's execute whether it's working fine or not. Something is coming up. Something came up in the output. Now let's do one thing. Maybe we can reduce the data so that because here we will have more than 50 records, so it's difficult for us to understand. So let's do where department ID in let's say 10, 20, 30, 40. Let's see how many records are getting in. So we are getting 10 records. All right. Let's create a table. Create table EMP as this. So now we'll have 10 records in this table, and I'll use this EMP table here also. EMP. And let me download this data. Also, let me get the data from here. Because the purpose here is that we have to understand what this output is showing me, how this row number is helping me to get the output, or what output is showing me with the row number. So here is my original table, which consists of the data of the four departments which we selected. Now here, if you see, let's try to understand this query first of all, right? Before we see the output which we are getting from the query. Select department ID, last name, employee ID, and row number. So I will get department ID, employee ID, last name, and row number. Row number is like it will generate some number. Over partition by department ID. I am doing some partition by department ID. That means for 10, I have only one department. For 20, I have two records. For 30, I have these many records. And for 40, I have one record. Now we are saying that partition by department ID. That means something gonna happen on the individual department because we are partitioning it. Right, so we are partitioning it. That means some operation gonna happen on this single record, some operation gonna happen on this single record, some operation gonna happen on these two records together, some operation gonna happen on these many records together, and some operation gonna happen on this record together, this individual record. All right, now if you see the query back, now here it is saying that partition by department ID, order by employee ID, and by default order by gives me ascending order, right? We know that. So as of now here I have only one this thing, one employee only, order by employee ID. So I have only one record, so row number will be 1 for this guy, but for these guys in the same department, 201 will be my row number 1, 202 will be my row number 2, right? If you see the query again, try to understand this. Department ID, last name, employee ID, row number over partition by department ID, order by employee ID. So it is a partitioning by department ID and sorting the data by employee ID and then giving me the row number. So here we are partitioning by department ID and then order by employee ID. Obviously order by will give me the ascending order. So this is like 201 will be the first record, 202 will be the second record. So the first row number will get to the lowest employee ID, that is 201, ascending order. And the second row number will get to the second value. Same way here also, partitioning by this. Now here I have then 114, then 115, then 116, and so on. So here I will also get again the row number. So row number goes like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I have 6 records in that department, and I am doing sorting by employee ID, and then I am giving the row number to it. And same way here as well. So this should be the output. So basically what we are getting from here is that what are the row numbers by department sorted employee ID. Let's check the output here. Let's check whether this is what we are actually getting. So this is my output. You can see here, this is my output. Let me copy and paste here. You can see department 10, Valen 200, 1, 1. 20, I have 2 records, Harstein, Fay, and we have 201, 202, 1, 2, 1, 2. Then we have 30, Ralph, Theo, Baida, Tobias, Himura, and Colmenares. And we have these row number for that. And then Mavris, and we have this row number for that as well. So basically it is breaking the data by department and then giving me the row number. Getting it? If I'll go and write this, I'll not put this entire story and execute. What will happen? Missing window specification. So row number requires a window specification. Partition by department ID and all those things. Let's say if I will write only, I'll ignore partition by over. I'll remove this and only run this. Is that gonna work? It is working fine. Now here you can see that order by employee ID 114, 115, 116, 117 like that, and we are getting the row number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it sorted the data by employee ID by this clause and then assigning the row number. But here in the earlier query, which is this one, partition by this one, here it is partitioning the data by department ID and then showing me the output. So that is the difference here. Here I'm not doing any partitioning. So it's giving me, no matter what the department is, it will give me the row number. Only by order by clause. But in the earlier query, it is partitioning by department ID. So it is breaking the data by department ID and giving me the output. Now let's play around with some more options which we have in this analytics function. I want to find the average salary of the employee. But this time how we want, let's write something, some query here and then try to understand that what's happening here, right? So let's say select manager ID, last name, hire date, salary, average salary over partition by manager ID, order by hire date, and in this bracket itself rows between one preceding and one following as, let's say, cumulative average. We'll see that what's this going to do. From, maybe I'll use this only, the EMP data, order by manager ID, hire date, salary. Now something happened here. Let me get this data first. Something happened in this output. Manager ID is 114, 114, 114. If you see here, manager ID is 100. The values are same, but here the values are a bit different. Something different is happening here. Now this we have to understand. Let me take the original data, which is this one. I'll just copy this. So I'll break this data into the table like in Excel and we'll try to understand the logic behind it. Now here my main concerned column is manager ID. Department ID is not what we are partitioning on. we are partitioning on the manager ID, which is this. So this is one of the managers, which is 101. 101 we have 101 we have here as well. Two employees are belonging to 101. Let me concentrate on 101 record. So what is the salary of corresponding employee? That is 200 is 4400. What is the salary of the corresponding employee which is reporting to manager? This 101 6500 plus 4400. What is the average coming in? 5450. 4400 plus 6500 divided by 2, 5450. And you can see here we are getting 5450 for both the records, which is as of now acceptable. I can accept that. Okay, it's doing some average and it got the average. But my question arises here that for 114, if you are taking the average, why the average are different? Because in this looks good that we have 5450. In this also it is pretty much looking good. 13,000 plus 11,000 divided by 2, that is 24,000 divided by 2, that is 12,000. This is also looking perfect to me. I don't have any issues with that. But why for this guy 114 who is the manager, these values are different? It should be the same for each employee. Now here let's try to understand what's happening. 3100 2800. What is the average? 2950. Are you seeing this below? 2950. So 3100 2800. The average is taking like it's taking the average of two record. Okay. Let me go to the second record. 2800 2900. The average is 2850, but the value coming is 2933. If I will add 3100 2800 2900, what is the average? 2933. That is what we are getting here. If I go to this record, if I take the average, still it is 2850. Or let me go to this record and this record. The average is 2750, but it is giving me 2766. That means this value plus this value plus this value, 2766.6. Same way for this record plus this record, the average is 2550, but the value is 2666. If I'll include this 290 and like these three records, take the average, you are getting 2666.66. So try to understand here, and let me zoom in and try to see the query which we wrote. Partition by manager ID, order by hire date. That means it's sorted based on the hire date, which is pretty much fine. No issues with that. But rows between one preceding, one following. एक पहली वाली रो और एक आगे वाली रो. One first row and one next row. If you guys remember in the Tableau also we had a discussion about the window average, moving average. So this is something on those lines. So if you see here, when I go these two records, I have only two records. So obviously the average of two records is fine. 12,000 coming in. Average of these two records is fine. 5450 is coming in, which is perfect. But the problem comes here. And again, there's not a problem, but the scenario is here, which is actually help you understand what this query is doing. It is taking, like, considering this record. This is my current record. It is looking for one previous row and one next row. But previous row is for different manager. That is 101. So I cannot take the previous row because the manager is different. But I can very well take the next row. And I will take the average. The average comes out to be 2950. Once I go to the next line, this, it will take the previous row, one preceding and one following. Now we'll sum up. Take the average. It should be 2993. Then the next row, this row. one preceding, one following. Sum up, take the average, it should be 2766.6. Same way, next row, one preceding, one following. Sum up, 2666 should be there once you take the average. To the next row, this one, preceding is there, following is of different manager altogether. So I'll take the average of this two. Comes out to be 2550. Right, so it is taking one previous and one next and finding the average, one preceding and one following, and giving me the output. Is this query making sense to all of you guys? But now there is one more command. There is one more command. In place of rows, let me write range. And let's see whether I am getting some different output. I am getting some different output. In fact, it is showing me what? It is showing me individual record only. Individual record only. 11000, 11000, 13000, 13000, 6500, 6500, 4400, 4400. So range is giving me the same value. What's happening here? We'll discuss about that in some time, but there is a use case for range as well. Let me run this row again, but this time I will make some changes in the query. Let's see whether this is making sense. Now here I am doing one preceding, two following. So one preceding, two following should give me what? Let me do that first calculation here and then we'll compare the result, right? Or as per our understanding, one preceding, two following. So this one preceding, there is no previous value, two following, only one value is there, it will take the average. So it will be 1200 only. For next record also it should be the same because there is one preceding but there is no following for this manager. Let's go to the next manager, which is 101, remains the same. No preceding, there is one following, so average is 5450, 5450. No changes. We'll go to this record, which is a new manager, 114. Now for this is my first record. There is no preceding, one preceding, no preceding is there, but two following is there. What is the average? 2933. So it should be 2933.33. Let's go to next record. One preceding, two following. So I'll take four records. 2850. So it should be 2850. This record, one preceding, two following. So I'll take all these four records. 2700. 2700. We'll go to this record. One preceding. There is only one following. There is no two following. So I'll take these three records. Take the average. Average comes out to be 266.666. Then we'll go to the next record. One preceding is there, but there is no following. So I'll take the average of these two, 2550. And for the last record, this again, it has individual values. So it should be 6000. So this should be the output for one preceding, two following, as per our understanding. Let's see that whether it is giving me the same output or not. So let me execute this query. 12,000, 5450, 5450. Let's check that. 12,000, 12,000, 5450, 5450, 2933, 2933, 2850, 2700, 2850, 2700, 2666, 2550, 6000, 2666, 2550, 6000. So that is how this preceding and following works. But now there is one more way, one more syntax we have. Rows preceding, I'll just remove this and I will write unbounded. In here also I'll remove this and write unbounded. Unbounded means there is no boundary, no previous, no next, all together. All the rows which you are fetching out, take the average. So if I go to the Excel, how my output look like, what is the average of the salary, 5480. For all the records, it should be 5480. Unbounded preceding, unbounded following. The C average should be, obviously here partition by manager ID is happening, my bad. So partition by manager ID is happening, so it will give me what? The average of that, right? If you see here, 1114, I have same numbers, 2870. Why? Because partition by manager ID, let me sum up the salary, 2780. So I'm getting the averages 2780. If I'll remove this partition by, then I will get the one which I was talking about. So let me copy this. It will give me the average of all the salaries, all the employees, no matter what the department is, no matter what the manager is. So I'm just removing this partition by manager ID, execute this query. It should give me the average, which is average of all the employees, 5480. But when we are running this with partition by manager ID, so it is partitioning by manager ID and then finding the average. So these are like 114 manager ID. I have 5 employees with this manager. I'll sum up the salaries of that employees and take the average 2780. In this query, it should give me 2780 for 114. Here it is. Is that making sense, guys, all of you? So you can see that how important this function is, right? We can do a lot of things. Let's say I want to find the rank. Who has the highest salary or something like that, right? I can do that also. As of now, we are finding the average salary. I want to find the rank. Let's see that. How can we do that? Let's say select department ID, last name, salary, rank over partition by department ID, order by salary. And I want the bigger salary to be the first, right? So I'll do DESC, descending order. Because by default, the sorting happens on the smaller to bigger, ascending order. So it will give me the rank ascending order. So the employee with the lowest salary will get rank 1, which we don't want. We want the employee with the highest salary as rank 1. So rank from EMP, I'll use the same EMP data. And I think this is fine. Let's execute. From keyword not found where expected. Where we have determined this rank over this rank from EMP. Okay, so this will be like rank bracket, then over this. So this rank should be in a bracket. So rank bracket over partition by department ID, order by salary DSC as rank from employee. So now it should run fine. You can see that we are getting some rank. Department ID 10 has only one employee, so we give the rank as 1 to that guy. Department ID 20 has 2 employees. Based on the salary, I gave the rank, right? Because it is partitioning by department ID. So 20 has 13,000 as the highest salary, so I gave the rank as 1. And this other guy, Faye, is having 6,000 salary, giving the rank as 2. We'll go further down, 30. I have 3 employees here, 5 employees are there. In fact, 6 employees are there. So 6 employees, we are getting ranked based on the salary. 11,000, 3,100, 2,900, 2,800, 2,600, 2,500. And Marvis is alone in department 40. We'll give the rank as 1. So that is how you can do the rank based on the partition as well. Let me see. So here, let me have the manager ID as well. Now here, if I would have, let me update one record for this guy. Let me call his employee ID because I want to show you one more thing, if that is possible or not. So I'm getting the employee ID of that guy as well. So when the employee ID is 119, I'm updating this record. Let me complete this and I'll take the question. So update EMP set manager ID is equal to, let me use maybe 101, where employee ID is equal to 119. What I'm doing is I'm updating the record. Now you can see the query. I have updated the manager for 119. Now it is 101, but they belong to the same department. So why I did that? Just try to understand the use case here. Now I am doing partition by department ID. So these are the departments, guys, and I'm giving the rank based on the salary. So rank will remains the same. So rank will be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Absolutely. So this guy, Karen, he is in same department. Obviously, the manager is different, which is okay. But his salary is less, so I'll give him the rank as 6, right? So if I'll run this query again, I don't see any changes out here. It should be 6 only. So you can see that for this guy, Karen, I'm getting 6 only the rank. But can I do partition by department ID, comma manager ID? Is that really possible? Something happened. And here I'm getting rank 1 for Karen. Interesting. Why this happened? Let's check that. Now, as of now, the partitioning is happening by 2 columns, department as well as manager. So 110, this is only one record, so obviously the rank goes to 1, no doubt about that. Here 20, I have 2 records, both as manager different. Here the manager is 100, here the manager is 201. Partitioning is happening based on 2 columns. So rank will be 1, 1, which makes sense because now this is considered as one group and this is considered as one group. So here rank, because I have only one employee with same manager ID and department ID, I'm getting 1 as a rank. Let's go down here. 30, 100, different manager, rank 1. 30, 101, different manager, rank 1. 30, 114, different manager, rank 1. 30, 114, one more employee with the same manager with the lesser salary, rank 2. 30, 114, same manager, same department, one more salary, rank 3. 30, 114, rank 4. And then 4101, the combination is rank 1. So now the ranking is happening based on two columns: department ID, manager ID, partitioning. Partitioning is happening on these two columns, and then we are finding out the rank. So that's why for department number 30, my rank did not go till 6. My rank went 4, and then two guys have different manager IDs. So it gave 1 rank to that particular person. Let's say I want to find the maximum salary by department. We can do that, right? We want to find the max salary by department. I just have to call this analytics function and we are done. We don't have to write a complex logic. Just few lines of statement and we are good. Let's see that. Select department ID, last name, salary. I want to do rank, or as of now I want the maximum salary, right? So let's say max of salary over partition by department ID from, let's give some name here, max sal from EMP. Let's execute this. It's pretty straightforward, right? 10, only one record was there, so obviously that salary will be the max sal. For 20, I had two employees. The maximum salary is 13,000. So you are getting 13,000 in both the records. Same way for 30th, 11,000, 3100, but the maximum salary is 11,000. So you can see that in every record we have 11,000. Same way for Marvis, it's a single record, so I'm getting his salary as the max salary. Getting it? Now let's say if in this query only I will do something like this. Select department ID, last name, salary from, and I'm putting this entire query in a bracket, where salary is equal to max salary. What will happen? How beautiful is that? I am only getting those employees who are having the maximum salary. What I'm doing here, I'm calling department ID, last name, salary from this table. Now this table consists of all the records, but then I'm comparing the salary with the max salary here, and because of that I'm getting only the records which are of the same which is the maximum employee. Let me show you in an Excel so that it will be better understandable. Let me download this and let me, okay, let's open this only. So this is my output, and now what I'm doing is where salary is equal to max salary, where salary is equal to max salary, it is meeting, right? The condition is satisfied. Yes, the condition is satisfied, so it's coming in. Salary is equal to max salary. Condition is satisfied? Yes. Sal Salary is equal to max salary. Is condition satisfied? No. Salary is equal to max salary. Condition satisfied? Yes. Salary equal to max salary. Condition satisfied? No. Salary equal to max salary. Condition satisfied? Yes. So if I want to find the maximum salaried employee by department or anything, I will run this small 4 or 5 lines of a query to get the output. Is that making sense, guys, all of you? All right. Now let's take one more example of a dense rank. We had a discussion about rank. Now we'll run the same query of rank. Here it is, rank. I'll run the same query of rank, but this time I will use dense rank. And here I'll just remove this manager ID. I'll do partition by department only. All right. Now, if you see here, this dense rank and rank, this is my output of a dense rank. Let me download that and let me use rank and just remove it. And let's download this. Let's open 40 and 41 CSV file. Let's see whether there is any difference or not. There should not be any difference. Let's see that whether it is there or not. Is the rank same for the first employee? True. All are true. So this is from the rank, this is from the dense rank, or vice versa, whatever it may be. But the output remains the same. Output is exactly same. Then what is the difference? The difference is, let me update one record. Let me go and update the salary of the same guy, 119. Salary is equal to, let me make his salary as 2600, same as Himuro. Okay. Now if we check here, Himero's salary and the Karen's salary should be same. So Guy Himero is salary is 2600 and Karen's salary is 2600 as well. Now let me apply rank and dense rank. Are you seeing this? Himero and Karen, what is the rank? 5, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Because they had the same salary. Let me use the rank here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Now it's an interesting thing. Now this output is also same. So what is the problem? Like what is the difference? Let me insert one record. So what I'll do is I'll just insert a record here. I have to record a lot my record. So let me do one thing. Let me do just update the record. Let me make his salary as 2500 back. Okay. And what I'll do, I'll go up to this guy. What is his employee ID? 117. I'll make his salary as 2600. Okay, so 117, I'll make his salary as 2600. Now you check here the output. Here you can see now Himiro's salary and Seagull's salary is same 2600, and there is 2500 for Karen. Let me run now rank and dense rank. So let me run dense rank first. What is the rank are you getting? For Tobias 4, for Himiro 4, for Karen 5, 4, 4, 5. Let me apply rank for the same table. Now what we are getting rank as 4, 4, 6. That means what's happening in rank and dense rank. Let's say I'm having marks 10, 20, 20, 30, 40, 40, 50. How my rank will work? How my dense rank will work? Rank will work. Let me run this dense rank first. So dense rank will work as 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. And my rank will work as 1, 2, 2, 4, 5, 5. What will be the rank for 50? What do you think, guys? What will be the rank here? Absolutely, it will be 7. Okay, so that is the difference between rank and dense rank.